As I scoot around Bali, it's not just the temples that I find ubiquitous. There is something else that you see everywhere. Plastic. Bali has now become the epicenter of the global plastic waste issue, a problem which is hitting its paradise image hard. I chase this theme by following a garbage-laden motorcycle that leads me to this trash center. I'm trying to track down the garbage issue in Bali. There's been a lot of press recently about how Bali is kind of the poster child for the quantity of trash, especially plastic trash, that humanity is producing. And our poor job of managing it. This place leads me to another trash center, one focusing on plastic. Okay, so I guess they pay about 1,000 rupiah for a kilogram of cardboard, which is less than a US dollar, and about 5,000 for a kilogram of this plastic. So there is a little bit of monetary incentive, a little bit, to recycle. But, as I understand, not all the plastic ends up here. In fact, the minority of plastic ends up here. Let's see where the rest ends up. Following a few more leads, I find the big kahuna. Something no one in the tourism department would want you to see, but we all need to look. Now. This is it, where the majority of the garbage goes, right into the ground, including plastic bottles, containers, snack wrappers. It's something to be here, to smell it, to see the people working in it, trying to dig some value out. And it really connects you to the process of what you're consuming and throwing out and where it goes. It's a weird expression, throw out. I'm gonna throw this out as if it's going into some outer space, into some void. There is no out. We need a new expression. There's no more void. It's going right back into our world and our lives. It's coming full circle now. Houston, we have a problem. Now, meet the front line of the solution. I found out about this organization called Make a Change that has a branch called Sungai Watch, which is all about cleaning up the canals and stopping the plastic from entering the ocean. So they had an event, and I showed up, and it's kind of a cool sight. There's a bunch of school kids picking plastic off the ground. Today's big event is centered around this prototype river filtration system. It's a simple solution for a complicated problem. 33,000 tons of plastic pollution come down Bali's waterways every year, straight into the ocean if unchecked.
This system is actually blocking the trash to not going through the ocean. And from here, we started to taking the trash out from our trash club.
He goes on to tell me that they are placing 100 trash barriers to catch plastic floating downriver before it reaches the ocean. More than that, they are educating the youth to embrace zero waste and the idea of picking up what others have left behind. Just this little strip of land yielded over several hundred pounds of plastic garbage. If it wasn't picked up, it would just sit here or slip into the river and down into our oceans. This is an eye-opening reality check on just how much plastic trash we have in our environment. Later, I step out with Gary, one of the founders of this movement, and a hell of a good guy.
You know, cleaning up the beach is a student-led organization, and really quickly realized that cleanup after cleanup, more and more plastics was coming, because we weren't really solving the problem at the source. Over 80% of plastic pollution actually come from rivers and streams that are in the ocean, so we have to stop it in our rivers.
We paddle out onto the river and go trash hunting. Don't fall into the water. Don't fall into the water. Don't fall into the water. It's not the typical tourist river trip, but it feels adventurous and rewarding to spend my time this way. These problems that we've created, sometimes they feel insurmountable. But if Gary thinks we can win this fight, I'll believe it too. It was inspiring to see this group pushing back against the problem. But what can I do as a traveler to rein in my impact? The question leads me to Sylvia, an Aussie on her own tiny mission.
There's many things we can do, simple things that are reusable, taking reusable items with us, packing things that we need. Instead of bringing many liquid, for instance shampoo, you can swap to a shampoo bar. You can bring soap or a multi-purpose soap like a Castile soap that you can even wash your clothes with, you can wash your body with and your hair. So just simple things like that is something that we can all do to make a difference rather than carrying plastic single-use items.
Single use, that's the thing, right? Something you use once, you throw it away.
Yep.
Or the packaging that you just take off and you throw it away.
Yes.
Sylvia takes me on a little tour of the shop.
This is something that I'd say is a necessity, is just bringing your own little produce bags so you can put your bread or your fruits or vegetables in there rather than using the single-use plastic bags.
Yeah, that's huge.
So these are things, it's simple swaps, simple changes.
Yeah.
Rather than being reactive to the current situation that we have, changing our mindsets to preventative. So you'll be able to
With
find
Sylvia's
at different
lifestyle
places around
tips
the
in
world.
mind, I'm back on the road with a serious appetito.